Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of the How I Died, a fictional podcast?
No, I have not. Why don't you tell me about it?
Yeah, let me tell you about it. It's a fictional podcast with a full cast of voice actors and high-quality production value. It's essentially like listening to an old-time radio program that you would listen to back in the 50s or 60s, sitting around your radio in family time. It's all scripted. It's a series that follows John Spacer, a forensic pathologist who solves murders by speaking to the dead. No one knows about John's gift, and he has to hide it from his boss. The series takes place in the mysterious town of Springfield, the death capital of the U.S. The first episode follows John on his first day of his new job, unsure of how to handle the case of a mother's death during a kidnapping. 2 seasons are out now, with the first season uncovering the mystery of a potential serial killer. The show has passed over 1 million downloads since launch, with a vibrant community all trying to solve mysteries along with the show.
Sounds cool.
It is really pretty cool. You can find them online by going to audiohmmedia.com. Again, that's audiohmmedia.com, or you can take a look at them at any of your standard podcast services. It's How I Died, the podcast. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, have you ever heard of Rico and the Man?
No, but I've heard of Chico and the Man, but I'm an old guy.
Rico and the Man is a laugh-out-loud look at Hollywood's past, present, and troubling future.
These days, everyone and their cat has a podcast about the entertainment industry. But few shows have as much fun doing it as Rico and the Man with Rob Traegler and Peter Martino.
Well, look at Podcast Boy. Looks like he got a new toy.
Yes, New Jersey meets California in this bi-coastal, hilarious show where 2 old college buddies take shots at all things entertainment. With special guests, trivia, listener feedback, and comedy bits.
Scarlet Witch is a Scarlet.
Okay, let's take the subject now.
Rob and Peter invite you to laugh along. Rico and the Man. Available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and more.
Oh, this is great, Nathan.
Again, that's Rico and the Man. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, are you bored of TV? Like drugs but can't afford them? Or still paying alimony?
Maybe.
All right, read How to See a Man About a Dog, Collected Writing. It's surreal. It's strange. It's How to See a Man About a Dog. Get your dose of surreal prose and poetry with this dark comedy collection.
Ebook available on Kindle Unlimited. Print copies are available on Amazon, the Book Depository, and more.
That's right. I'm going to go get my ebook on Kindle Unlimited today.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, Collected Writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon, the Book Depository, and more.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest. Keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side. With leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to TechTime Radio.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited.
What's going on?
I'm so excited.
You're so excited. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm. You're so excited, Mr. Gordy.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. We love to hear that.
We got to take David's clips away.
No, Dave, we got so many clips there. I keep on making more every single time.
I
we
know.
Do a Thursday night.
I should learn. I should.
You have another one there, David? There's another one there?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
We had that one commercial where you dude.
I know.
And the people that we did, they loved that commercial. They said that was one of the best. Well, welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, technology news of the week. We are on episode number 69.
Oh.
69, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You remember that from Bill and Ted's
That's
Excellent
right.
Adventure?
Did you watch the new one?
I did not watch the new one yet.
Oh, okay, I haven't watched it either.
I heard it was pretty good, but I have not watched it. You know what? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was phenomenal. And they did a bogus journey to hell or whatever. That was horrible.
Everybody hated it.
Yeah, it was horrible. So I don't know. They said it was pretty good.
Well,
so
it was bogus.
It was
I
bogus.
guess it's okay.
But they had to get the guitar player from hell because that was like the best guitar player, right?
That's right.
Right. All right. Okay. Well, welcome to our show. We have our live show streaming on twitch.tv/TechTime Radio, on Twitter.com/TechTime Radio.
Yeah, work through the liquor rush.
That's right. Hopefully on Facebook. You never know, because if it's on Monday or Friday, probably not on Facebook. It's probably crashed on us. But
I don't know, maybe.
It looks like it is working right now. Definitely on YouTube.com/TechTime Radio. And we're excited for you joining our second hour of the show. We got so much to talk about. Our TechTime Radio is a 2-hour show that talks about current technology without having to geek out. We talk about segments that bring different perspective and highlighted topics weeks ahead of the mainstream media. All right, let's get ready to start the show.
Now on today's show.
On today's show, we have letter segment, which includes scams, phishing emails, and all-out mistruths disguised as legitimate emails sent to myself. Well, some of these are pretty funny, too. As we distribute those, you got a couple that are funny. I got a couple that are funny. Then we move on to Ask the Expert as we bring in our favorite guest, Nick Espinoza, the CSO and founder of Security Fanatics. He's going to be talking about Facebook being down twice this week, Monday for 6 hours and then on Friday for 2 hours.
Yeah, that was the longest time social media has been down, right, on Monday?
Of all times, that is correct. And then we're going to be talking about our Twitch streamer accounts. Did you hear about all the Twitch streamer accounts that was all compromised and all their salaries were going out? We are not.
We didn't know that.
Yeah, you know what? We are not at the $1 million level. I'll just tell you, I just need to play a video game. If I just play Super Mario and Sea of Thieves all day long, I can make over $1 million. These people are making millions of dollars. That is just crazy.
That is crazy.
And people just donate $5 to them.
I was born too early.
Too early? So you can just play video games all day and make $1 million. I just don't get that.
I would, but I follow some of these people.
So do I. I got Boxy on my Sea of Thieves guy. I watch him all the time.
I like Nooblitz. I don't know if you've heard of Nooblitz.
No, what's Nooblitz do?
He does walkthroughs and things like that for games that I enjoy, which is like Ark but he's this guy I think he's in UK.
And he just goes through and he's got an accent, so you probably like that, right? Is it the accent? It sounds very much more professional with my accent.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. I just like him for the accent.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with the game content.
No, you probably like him for the game content. Oh, I got you. All right, just make sure you don't get mad at me because we have a big night tonight on Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, sure.
We have to make sure we get our Sea of Thieves stuff done.
Uh-huh.
This is a big season right here. It's season 4 that we're in right now.
I know.
We need to go do some mermaid battles.
Okay.
All right, we only did one, right?
Because it was a pain in the neck.
Yeah, it was.
Neck.
It took a long time, and then we ended up dying. Someone kills our ship, and then we have to go back to that same spot, respawn, and then never mind. Okay, all right. Welcome to 2 hours of technology. This is the second hour. We're excited to have you on. If you'd like to join our live show, you can call us at 425-373-5527 or 188-298-KKNW5569 and be a part of the show. You know, one of these times we're going to have to actually do a stream of what we do.
This whiskey is really messing with my head right now.
Oh, man, this was great stuff. The first hour, if you missed it, we had the Weller's Original Wheated Bourbon Special Reserve, and I called out and I said that Pappy Van Winkle worked for this company, and I said he must have learned all of his secrets to create his own Pappy Van Winkle whiskey, and then someone online says that I was saying Pappy Van Winkle stole the recipe.
Well, you actually did say that.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. You totally did.
I didn't mean to say it that way. So okay, so we got yelled at online. So we are done with it. But this is 90. This is only 90 proof though. But man, this has hit me.
It's good though.
And it was really good. I could probably drink this whole bottle. I mean,
You're
couldn't.
going to.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
it's going to go. Did you notice it was already pre-opened before we started the show?
Every bottle that we get is pre-opened.
I like to taste a little bit while I'm prepping for the show.
Pre-tasting is bad.
I do. Okay.
Stop pre-tasting.
All right. Okay. Well, let's get on our show. We're going to start, of course, when we read our segment called the Love Shack Informational Conversational Cards. And the Love Shack is a part of KKNW's programming. David, when does it air?
Love Shack Live airs every Thursday afternoon from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on AM 1150 KKNW. And one last time, one more programming note. This Thursday, October 14th, Mr. Gourdet will be joining Tom and Stacy live in the Love Shack.
All right, let me tell you. You got to tell Tom and Stacy we need some more cards.
Yeah, we're running out of questions.
Yeah, we've gone through all the questions.
We've gone through over
3/4.
Well, it looks like it's over half of the questions.
No,
from here.
3/4. We've gone through 3/4.
We've gone through 3/4 of the questions.
So we need some more. So you need to bring that up to him. You need to tell him, Nathan.
I'll ask him.
Okay, because we're great friends with them and we like them really. I like Stacy. I like her husband is a great guy, Tom. He's phenomenal. And tell him that we need some more conversational questions.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Otherwise, I'll have to make my own questions. We don't want that to happen. So here's our question of the day.
No, Nathan questions would be a bad idea.
That would be. What do you remember most about growing up? Assuming that we have grown up. So let's say childhood. Yes. What do you remember most about growing up in your childhood?
Oh, so many things. A lot of my memories come from when I lived in Virginia as a young kid.
Okay.
And I remember there was a way a shadow played on the wall, and I thought it was a monster.
Okay.
In the kitchen. And we had a split-level house. We had one of these split-level Dutch-style houses. That, part of it is underground, and, you have stairs. And as a kid, instead of cowering in my bed about this monster in the kitchen, I would actually I would wake up at night and go down the stairs and sit on the stairs to where I could see the shadow and watch the shadow for I don't know how long, to make sure the monster was still in the kitchen.
Wow.
That's one of the memories I have when you ask that question.
Okay. Mr. Myers is going to come over to your house in a couple of weeks, and okay, that sounds great. Yeah. That's great for our Halloween episode. And for those that are not a part of our Halloween episode, you have to join us September 30th to see what Mike Corday is going to be.
October 30th.
Or sorry, did I say September 30th?
You said September.
Yeah. October 30th.
Are you going to watch the new Halloween movie?
Maybe, yes.
It's crazy how many of these Halloween movies there are now, huh?
I remember going over to my best buddy's house. The question, hang on. I'll talk about this, and that's what I remember about growing up. Okay. All right. David, you are asked the same question. What do you remember about growing up?
Mostly high school. Probably mostly more my high school band days than anything else. Just all the crazy stuff, both that I can and, probably can't say on
that
the
one
air.
Time in band camp?
Yeah, that one time in band camp. No.
The band camp, the crazies in band camp. You know that just goes crazy there.
Well, just from performances, great performances, to stuff we did when we were, on tour, as it was called back then, on tour.
Okay.
So, just one in particular was my freshman year. I personally didn't see this because I stayed at the hotel with some of the...
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, seriously.
Okay.
I stayed at the hotel with some of the other band members, and I remember a bunch of other people coming back wide-eyed because of what they saw on the streets of Victoria, British Columbia.
They see some marijuana or some
How about
cocaine.
Could I say flashing, maybe?
Oh, flashing. Okay, okay.
So
okay.
that sounds like a really...
But you have to remember, these are high school kids.
Yeah, these are band nerds.
Those band nerds.
Band nerds seeing a flasher on the streets.
That would have been highlight. That would have been the highlight forever.
Yeah, I missed it. I stayed
British
behind,
Columbia.
unfortunately.
That's a highlight, yeah.
That would be
there we go.
All right, what do I remember most about growing up?
Trauma.
So I will remember two things. One, every summertime we would have a big water balloon fight at my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have everybody from the neighborhood come on over, and we had all these sophisticated rules. And we would start out playing...
Like Calvin Ball?
Yeah, we'd start out playing like these sophisticated rules. You can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. And then literally 2 hours into it, we're just like throwing water at each other, and then we're turning the hose on and just spraying everybody else.
Doing everything wrong.
And speaking of horror flicks, always going over to my buddy David Barnes' house. So I'd spend the night at David Barnes' house, me and my buddies. Oh, I probably shouldn't say David B. And then Scott.
Too late.
Sorry.
It's too late, man.
Sorry, David. And then Scott G would come and join us. And so the three of us would always go there, and we would watch scary movies back on the VHSs. And we'd be like, oh, my word, like Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. And at David's house, so my parents were very strict and religious on the back end.
Yeah.
So they would never let me watch this. So David's house was like the house where you could get away with everything.
Exactly.
So we would go there and watch them. We're like, oh, that's so cool. And
what's your favorite horror movie?
It was probably Halloween.
Really? You're a Mike Myers fan?
I am a Mike Myers fan.
Okay.
So watching that as a youngin', that was like, oh, that was scary, and I was like really worried. And
do you remember Halloween 4?
Halloween.
That was the weird one that had nothing to do with Mike Myers, and it was about the masks and it turned them into bugs?
No, I did not. I did not watch that.
That's
No.
the one I remember. I don't know why. Why that one? I think it's because of that stupid song that they played in the movie.
Okay, what was that? I don't remember the song.
Halloween is something. I don't.
Okay.
But they had this jingle, and I remember the jingle, and they put on these masks, and there was this thing in the back, this little computer chip thing that turned you into cockroaches.
Oh, turned you into cockroaches.
But it had nothing to do with the Mike Myers thing. It was the funniest thing ever. So as I think about it now, I'm like, that was stupid.
That was, all the horror movies are stupid, right? I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever seen that Geico
dumb.
commercial? The funniest commercial that's out there, a Geico commercial, right? Where you see all these kids running around and there's that car that started and ready to go. And they're all like,
and they run into the shed with all the chainsaws and stuff.
So they're all saying, what should we do? Oh, let's go hide down in the basement. Yeah, let's go hide over here. Yeah, let's go hide behind the chainsaw. And then the gal says,
the killer guy's like shaking his hand.
He's like shaking his head like, you idiots. He's like, well, why don't we get in the running car? No, we can't do that.
I know.
Yeah, that's a
the
great
broken
commercial.
ankle or the broken ankle girl is like one of the biggest tropes.
So my also scariest movie was The Birds. Did you ever watch that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I literally hate birds to this day. I do not believe birds pecking at my face. Birds at
I remember Kingdom of the Spiders and the Bees. Remember those? That was always like
those were on.
How did we get on this subject?
The WB network, before it was WB network. All right, David says you need to get going.
Yeah, David.
19 minutes in. All right, we're going to take a commercial.
Gave us this hand signal.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to letters yet, have we?
No.
Okay, let's go. Let's start our next segment, letters. Let's do that right now.
Letters, we get letters. We get stacks of letters. Ah, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have songs.
All right, here's my email to Nathan Mumm from admin at news57654 colossal something.com. Keep or change your password. Hello. Please click on the link before to either keep or change your password.
Is that it?
That is it. So there's a link that I can
suddenly feel the need to change my password.
So if I want to keep or change my password from this colossal person, I can click on the link and keep or change my password. Fantastic. I decided not to click on the link.
Oh, you didn't click on that one?
Not.
You should have clicked on that one.
You know what? If you can't put any more into your spam type of deal, I'm not going to go forward in it.
Oh, man.
Too simple. All right.
Okay.
Next one, you're up, Mike.
All right. This is from Andrew Gluck, Gluck.
Oh, I must be a friend of him. I must know him, right?
Maybe. Okay. Andrew at irrvrnt.calendar.ai. This is a crazy thing. I believe this is irreverent.
Okay.
VC, which kind of makes sense. So it says, "Hi Nathan. I hope you have a fantastic day at Elite Executive Services."
Okay, well, I'm glad he has that.
Yeah, we are inviting a few people from your company to an exclusive session below.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was interested in learning more about your company, and then he has your address and your Seattle office 206.
Okay.
And the number, the phone number, 425-419. I'm giving you a plug.
Okay.
That's good to know how you help your customers. I'm Andrew, GP at Irreverent VC. And they still spell it IRRVR.
Okay.
There's no. These people don't know about vowels.
Okay. There's no vowels about. Okay.
We've reserved a few sessions for a select group to present how we have helped others like you. Please accept our exclusive session invitation. Attached deck here. Attached deck. There's a deck.
There's no slide deck there. So
there's no deck?
No, there was no PDF or any deck there. No.
Okay. Well, you should have had that deck to learn more.
Okay.
Have a great weekend.
Well, he's really polite.
He was the the GP at Irreverent VC.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
New York.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't click on that link either.
What's going on? You're always clicking these links.
So here's another one. I got a voice over IP message from webmail at 5742PRTCnet. .576.com. That sounds legit. I have a voice over IP message. Now, let me just tell you, voice over IP, the V is capitalized, the O is lowercase, the I is capitalized, the P is capitalized. And this person, if you're trying to at least copy that, shouldn't you at least have the right way to do it? But no, we have the capital V, capital O, lowercase I, lowercase p. So clearly he doesn't know what voice over IP acronym is.
No, he doesn't know.
All right, here, listen now to AWG, blah, 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 / whatever, 38 seconds to listen to this email. I did not listen to the email, and I did not continue. Again, it was
wow. You're really not on the ball.
Wow,
this week.
0 for 3.
Well, yeah. You know what? You got to put a little bit of work into these. If you're just sending me some really bad stuff, I'm not going to click on
now
it.
you're getting too sophisticated. So
I am.
you need the more sophisticated
you
ones.
need to send me a very good one now. I'm not going to just click on any random stuff anymore.
So, I mean, the whole thing is don't be Nathan.
That's right.
So Nathan is learning from Nathan. Don't be Nathan.
Don't be Nathan.
Okay. So this is from Ace Hardware Reward.
Okay.
And
so I know the owners of Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens.
Yeah, okay.
So that probably doesn't help when you send me something that says that you have a reward from them. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
So this is from a whole bunch of numbers and letters, hackett.nathaniel at a whole bunch of numbers and letters .nathaniel.madusidryaman.com.
Oh, it must be legit. Sounds really legit.
It sounds legit.
Sounds like an Ace Hardware address.
I know, right?
Okay. What do I win?
Congrats. You've been selected to participate in our monthly $50 Ace Hardware promotion.
Oh, wow.
Take a 30-second survey about Ace Hardware, and we'll offer you exclusive rewards over $50.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Did you click there?
I did not click there either.
Yeah,
no.
Boy, man, you're just really not on the ball.
All right, here's
just because of Facebook, huh?
All right, here's my last one here that I got. Executive Career Upgrades, LLC, from gazillion numbers, a gazillion letters, a gazillion something, upgrades.com.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
So tons of, okay, here's what I got. Nathan Mumm, I have a $600K job offer for you.
So $600K?
$600K.
I'm on that.
Are you looking for multiple six figures on your next role? Click on here. We're looking to help you. Nathan Mumm. So it's M-U. Can't even pronounce my last name. It's M-U-M-M. Nathan Mumm. Nathan Mumm. We are excited to offer you.
You're the new COVID.
Mumm. Nathan Mumm. We're excited to offer you a multiple six-figure salary in your next role. If so, please click on this email and let us know that you're okay with it. Just to let you know, another offer came up on exec upgrades that was nearly $60K and you also, or $600K, and you also qualify for that job. So I guess I've already qualified for the job. I don't even have to interview for the job. I just am qualified. Not enough people know your accomplishments and achievements, the value you provide, the impact you make, and even that they should be searching on you.
Wow, that's really good ego
and
stroke.
even that they search you on. Sorry, I actually translate. It says search you on.
Okay.
So search you on. So the search on you. I just transcribed it because I was thinking that made more sense in English. But okay.
Yeah, dyslexia.
We helped 450 professionals. You like you, land jobs that love them. Would you be next? If so, let's schedule a free consulting with our team to upgrade careers.
So they're offering.
Here's the link in the calendar.
They're offering you a $600K job.
600. I've already and there's another $600K job available.
So they have found 2 $600K jobs for you.
Yes.
And then they want you to consult with them to find out how to get those jobs.
Yes. So then
if you're going to get a $600K job, I would do that.
So yes, so would I have
because
a job.
Because hey,
it's available, and they're looking to have this. Please click on the link here to schedule a meeting with us to help us. This then comes from Tim, MBA, Executive Career Upgrades.com.
Well, that's awesome.
So it's like upgrades twice.
Are there really $600K jobs out there?
No. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there is for Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah, or maybe if you're a really good hitman.
Yeah, well, no, even a hitman only pays you $10K a month.
Really, that's it?
It's $10K a hit on the dark web. Yeah, it's not as much as you may think.
Wow, I guess I
see you overvalued it.
I overvalued that.
You watch the Hitman and all those John Wick movies, and you think that they make a lot of money. No, it's only $10K per pot.
Well, if you get in a couple of hits per weekend, that's quite a bit of money.
So I guess you could if you do that. All right.
Okay.
All right. Do you have anything else? No.
No,
you just have some.
I have a Quicken loan thing. I didn't know that Quicken gave out loans.
It doesn't, because if you look at the email address, it's somebody completely different. That was our letter segment. We're going to take a commercial break.
About my email. I hate my email.
There it is.
That's right. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come on back, we got Nick Espinoza. We're going to be talking about Ask the Expert. We got a little segment that we're going to talk about Facebook and actually the down time and what it actually caused to some companies. We're going to talk about that too. All right. We'll see you guys right after the commercial break.
Upper Left Corner is a PNW true crime podcast now streaming on all major podcast platforms. If you get excited when your favorite true crime podcast tells a story about a place that you've been to or the town that you live in, then Upper Left Corner podcast is for you. Each week, I tell you a story of a crime that has taken place in the PNW and give you background about the town the crime occurred in. If you like true crime, check out Upper Left Corner podcast, now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and more.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service, knowledge, and the little things that make a big difference.
Service.
Selection.
Advice.
Community involvement.
Competitive prices.
Convenience.
Located near you.
And the things you need, such as
house keys,
lawn and garden,
plumbing,
electrical,
hardware,
grills,
outdoor living supplies,
and even nuts and bolts.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Evergreen Way in Everett, Lake Stevens, and now Stanley.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You need to call Ace Hardware and
did you just hear their sponsorship of our show, right?
Yep.
In the Pacific Northwest, I know the Ace Hardware's and Chrissy, if she wanted to send me a deal, she would reach out to me personally. I know her from high school.
Yeah.
So I would not need to get a email here.
You don't need something to get a $50 Ace Hardware
survey from no. She wanted a survey. She would just say, "Hey Nathan, can you give me a survey and then I'll give you some money when I'm off." So yes. So let me tell you, if you're going to try to trick me with Ace Hardware deals, probably not great that they're a sponsor of our show because we probably know what's taken care of.
Hackett Nathaniel at something blah blah blah.
At 54
really
number
effed
6.
Up,
54276.
Hope he's listening.
That's right. Okay, welcome back to Tech Time Radio. All right, we're going to move right into our next segment. We got Ask the Expert.
This is a segment we call Ask the Experts.
Well, I just helped start the. It says play music right here. Ask the expert.
Yeah, you got to stop saying what we're doing.
I know. I read the wrong.
That's funny because we've talked about this so many times.
I know this is I'm gonna get a whole bunch of ratings down in the 2s and 3s this week. That's right. Okay. Well, let's talk about Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So we'll bring up Nick Espinoza to join us, but we're going to talk about specifically on Monday the 6-hour outage that happened. Do you understand that Facebook is actually a good tool? That and WhatsApp and other apps, and let's talk about it specifically here in the what they consider the North America region and divided by the South American region. So we're going to talk about those two regions.
Okay.
North America, we're like, screw it. You know what? Facebook's down for 7 hours. No big deal, right? But in South America, do you realize that people rely on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram to make a living?
Yeah.
Because the phone services in all of those countries, Brazil, all of South America, are so expensive that people exclusively use WhatsApp, which was a product before Facebook bought it, as their primary mode of communication. That's what they use to communicate to their families, for their businesses, for all their shops that they have run. And they were completely down Monday from being able to receive calls, send calls, and essentially do work in all of South America.
Right. So I've talked about this before, as Facebook as a tool. Facebook as a tool is only as good as what you use it for.
Yep.
If you're using a hammer to get out a screw, you're not using the tool correctly.
Correct.
Right? So the problem with Facebook that I have with Facebook is not that it exists or that it's a tool. It's how people choose to use it, especially how the corporate backing or the people that run these type of things act and do.
So let's talk about WhatsApp. Do you know 90% of South America has WhatsApp on their primary phones and their primary use of communication, considering that the economics of having a cell phone and running the cell phone towers there cost anywhere between our equivalent to $200 to $300 per month to run a business because of the monopolies that each of these countries have. People have used WhatsApp and other social media apps to essentially run their business.
Right.
So when WhatsApp's down for 7 hours, they figured that it cost over $90 million of revenue that was lost in South American countries.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as much as we may think that Facebook is evil, and then we may say, you know what, we hate using Facebook for what it has. If you're a business in South America, you rely on some of these services now for your standard business-to-business operations. And when these things are down, that essentially affects you from generating income and running your standard business.
Yeah.
54% of individuals in Kenya, Colombia, and the Philippines exclusively do all of their work through WhatsApp.
Do you use WhatsApp?
I have a WhatsApp account, but I do not use WhatsApp. So
I do.
And do you enjoy it?
I just talk to.
I used to use Skype, though. So Skype was like the predecessor before that, right? You have a Skype number, and I had a specific number that I had for Skype, so you could always dial that number. I paid $9 once, and so I got to have that number, and then I'd have to refill it with credits if I needed to use Skype, but I had that available. And I know specifically individuals in Africa that I communicate with all the time, they use WhatsApp, and so when WhatsApp's down and they want to meet with somebody, that's a big deal for them because you can't get a hold of their Safari company.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that these things are offered. These things are offered for that particular purpose, but then you have to rely on them.
That's correct.
That's the
and
that's one of the risks of business, right?
It is. You know what? WhatsApp essentially before it became a part of the Facebook
empire,
ecosystem, it was really successful and it was really independent. It was about secure messaging and it had a bunch of different processes. So what happened is, being 2 years ahead of Facebook Messenger, people used WhatsApp and they relied upon it, and it was such a great service. And then Facebook took it over, and they've changed everything.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's why Facebook is always in Congress.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's bring up our expert. I know he is on the road. He is traveling right now.
We apologize for the audio from Nick Espinoza during this segment. We would like to say that we wanted him to be on because of his Facebook information, particularly in accounts to what happened internally at Facebook. Audio was unable to be fully captured. Please listen and be advised.
And so he's probably getting us from a hotel room. We talked last night a little bit, back and forth on email. So, Mr. Espinoza, thank you for joining our show. I got a couple questions for you. First off, before we get into this, all right? How was your Monday with Facebook being down? Tell me what happened to you when Facebook was down.
Relaxing.
That was the same thing that we all said. We're like,
I was like,
yeah, who
what
cares?
Are you talking about? Who cares?
So relax.
Yeah, no, if AOL went down, I don't know what I would do without my chat rooms, but
Oh wow.
No, it was. I mean, obviously, we are basically to our hands, and so I think it's a much easier thing for us to stop than it is the younger. It's like, I can't get into Facebook. Is my internet down? And it's like, well, you can get everywhere else, right? And so, but no, it was really a non-event for my life.
So it was interesting. Did you see all the Twitter? Did you see Twitter jumped on over it?
Twitter exploded. That's how I found out about it.
All the memes.
I got a Twitter
and
notification.
Was that?
Yeah, and Telegram claimed that they picked up millions of users in those 5-6 hours as well. That people were just scrambling, and so Telegram picked up a lot of users. Twitter picked up a lot of users. I'm sure some. So there you go.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, craziness.
It is crazy. So
first world problems.
So I'm going to read you a couple things here that I got directly from Facebook, and so. You know what? I want you to tell me if you believe that they are true or if you don't believe they are true. I had a great ability to get some information directly from Facebook regarding their downtime. So first off, I have here, I'm going to read for it. Facebook is pouring egg on everybody's face and saying that after the 60-minute segment aired with the whistleblower gal, and she came on and said that Facebook's bad and they really don't care about making your feeds have information that you're curious about. Essentially, Facebook...
They're using their own agenda.
They're using their own agenda, and they would rather send you inflammatory stuff on your feeds because that way when you're angry, it incites that you'll actually spend more ad revenue and different stuff that we have all known that's been going on for a long time.
That generates business.
So Facebook says that it went dark because they had a misconfiguration of their technology items, and the Zuckerberg immediately comes out and says that there's no evidence of user data being compromised as a result of this downtime. Now, that sounds very interesting that, Mark, let's say you have a technical issue. If you have a technical issue, you normally don't have the founder coming on out with a quote specifically to media that says there's no evidence of user data being compromised as a result of this downtime. So I know more information. I'm setting this up. So I'm very confused on why someone at Facebook would say if they had a technical issue that they have no evidence of user data being compromised. Explain that to me, Nick, why the founder of Facebook would come on out and say that no compromise happened while they were down, supposedly because it was a technical issue.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's interesting, and I'm curious to hear any insider information that you have. But it looks like because we literally just went through a whistleblower that essentially took message boards, messages, all this kind of stuff. It ends up, I think, basically behooving Mark Zuckerberg to say, hey, I literally heard from Frances Haugen a while ago, or literally the day before, saying, oh yeah, intelligence operations were running all over Facebook, and everything else. And so I would speculate that Mark Zuckerberg is trying to get out ahead of it, saying, hey, this is, we have not been compromised, in that way. And I mean, I can explain a little more in technical detail, of what we understand of that outage from Monday, if you want.
Okay, so we're going to get into that. So we're going to get into that. But let me just tell you what I have here. I have internal information. Now, this is coming to me from sources that I cannot necessarily disclose, but these are individuals that have had their names changed that internally may work for the company Facebook. All right, this is what Jeff R. says. He says it was absolutely an inside job, sparked by the 60 Minutes piece. The fact that Facebook went down so hard for so long is because of someone penetrated with great knowledge of the inner workings of the company's network structure. They knew where to hit and how to do the most damage on a broad scale. Then follows this up with another individual by the name of David. I think the timing is too convenient, or maybe inconvenient, to be related. After Frances Haugen proved that Facebook employees can actually have a soul, and other Facebook employees were not totally sold out their soul to the company, all of a sudden we have an infrastructure issue on the direct one place where we can cause problems. Yeah, I think Jeff R. nailed it with his information regarding an internal compromise. So let's talk about this. So
right, and if
yep. All right. Oh no, did Nick go dead?
Record. No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You went dead for a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry. I am literally, and you guys are the only ones I would ever go on hotel Wi-Fi for, because it was my best connection that I could get. But that is actually different. What you were talking about is or compromising data. And in retaliating against Facebook, everything that just came out, thanks to Frances Haugen, is a different animal, because I can infrastructure down without actually affecting personal data. Those are two, doesn't necessarily mean user data was compromised, but it can mean that Facebook itself was compromised internally by an employee that knew exactly how to reprogram the border gateway protocol, which is essentially what was affected, that stopped routing universally for Facebook.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. Essentially, the only way you can take down a company, so Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp have replication across massive networks, right? So they have provisional devices at each satellite location. So if I'm going to have myself here in Seattle market, I have one in Colorado. I have a redundancy in New York. I have a redundancy across the United States itself. The only way to actually bring down a specific network was to actually go to the main core hub itself, the main routing protocol that goes out to the web itself, and take that server physically down, or take that routing process table completely out of the equation, which would then cause the outage itself. There's no way in my mind and anybody else's mind, and we're going to go through some of these other type of things, that you could have a misconfiguration on the BGP, which is essentially what they said. Again, a technical term is the main master router information that's available.
Technically speaking, that's correct. Somebody went in and changed this stuff on purpose.
Yes.
Which is actually a misconfiguration of all their protocols, right?
Yes.
So
they didn't lie.
What they said was not a lie. This is one of those little soft putty things.
That's exactly
they put out.
Correct, right? So you can say that it was a misconfiguration, but I have information here specifically from known individuals that the misconfiguration did not happen. It does not happen on a Monday. You would never upgrade a network service on a Monday morning. Never in your life.
Yeah,
you're going to do it on Friday afternoon is when you're doing that. So you have a Saturday, Sunday weekend time.
Right. And I would completely agree with that in that sense. We're looking at the BGP protocol, especially for a company as massive and just all encompassing as internet service provider. They're their own routing on their backbone that is heavily guarded, meaning.
Oh, poor Nick dropped out there. Nick, you dropped out again on your internet. Hang on a second. Hang on. We'll pause for a second. So, okay, go back to the BGP. So the BGP protocol to change that and configure that. Sorry, you dropped off on a little bit on the hotel network. Not a problem. We enjoy you being here. No, that's fine.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Explain a little bit more on that.
Great.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So BGP is essentially the thing that routes data center to data center. It's the backbone. It's the GPS for their packet routing, meaning it's essentially critical that it never goes down. Otherwise, one place can't communicate to another.
And would you, as a company, let me just ask you this. As a company, would you ever have a configuration change after you just had a whistleblower on 60 Minutes and have that the following morning to make a configuration change to your company for that?
No. You typically make changes to your infrastructure in what is considered, let's say, your largest down period. Meaning, if that happens to be Monday morning for Facebook, then it would be for Facebook to do it on Monday morning. But no, there's too much of a coincidence. BGP controlled in organizations that size. I mean, I literally consult, at massive level infrastructure, and BGP is one of those things that's, that is so heavily guarded because basically cascading it across the organization, and then nothing can talk to anything else.
Yes.
And nobody could even email engineers to say we're down. Key card swipes on physical doors wouldn't work because they where to phone, usually go to Twitter to tell the world what's happening and coordinate outside of their own technology, basically, to get it resolved.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, so here's another thing that
feels like a precision strike. It feels like a precision strike to me.
This is one of those things you would apply Occam's razor to. You know what Occam's razor is?
No, what's that?
That's the simplest. The simplest solution is probably the correct solution.
So what happened is there was news that has been released also that people had to get a physical grinder, and this was reported by 3 media outlets, where they actually had to take a physical grinder to some of the server racks themselves to be able to access the location and information that was needed itself. Now, Facebook says that was not exactly the case, and the information that was released on that was incorrect. But we have an email here that said absolutely they had to take physical harm to the server to get it to reboot so that they could then get access back to the server
So what
itself.
happened is they needed to hack. They needed to take the padlocks off of the racks.
So
get into the servers.
Probably. So this device is the most important part of a device for a company, right? So you're going to have security on this device itself. You're going to have this absolutely locked and key to make sure no one can get access to this device. So if you get called in and you don't have access to key cards and you have to bring in a physical device to break in and to get rid of probably the padlock that's on the front of the server rack or whatever in there to get used to this machine itself to reboot it, does that make sense to you, Nick? Does that not make sense on that information that's been reported out there also?
Yeah. So physical security is one of the three critical components when you're looking at aspects of a cybersecurity framework. You have physical security, technical security, and administrative security. And so, yeah, it would make sense that they would have a centralized, controlled, and monitored physical security on essentially their most sensitive infrastructure equipment. And I can just imagine them local and we'll pay you $1 million to break into our, our stuff. I mean, it's something you normally consider, but Facebook is because they are their own infrastructure. They're not using, the Comcast and the URI or a regular business does. It becomes because when they can't route, their security goes down as well, and as well as the problem.
That makes sense. All right, so Nick's having some problems with the Wi-Fi there at the
that's not a very good system there.
It was not, but that's all right. I wanted Nick to be on the show because I wanted him to verify that some of this stuff does not make sense. So we are going.
This is just an example of corporate backpedaling in engineering. One of my thesis papers in college was about image engineering, and this is part of it. They're trying to make sure that the information they give out is something that somebody is going to understand, but not necessarily true, to maintain their reputation. Mark Zuckerberg coming out and talking about how they didn't lose any data.
Personal data wasn't compromised.
Right, personal data wasn't compromised.
On a configuration issue that you just had internally.
Yeah, that's them trying to spin some information to say, okay, it is not that that's not true. It's
correct.
It's just that that's what they're trying to do is maintain their reputation.
All right, last question I have for Nick, and I appreciate you. Sorry, the internet is kind of going in and out at the hotel. It's probably Facebook trying to get us. Do you believe?
Yeah, right.
My stream's still on Facebook. I'm watching to see if they put me down. So I'm watching.
You're in trouble. You're going.
I know. We'll see if they go. Do you think there's a possibility that this could have been an internal attack to Facebook, or do you believe that it was a misconfiguration? Just in general, I want your opinion because I absolutely believe it was an internal attack that happened, but I would like your opinion.
My opinion, but given all available evidence and given exactly what we under specific protocol BGP, that essentially was hit and altered, to me, the timing is suspicious. Exactly, that is suspicious to me that would happen right on the heels of what was essentially a bombshell interview for Facebook. And I don't think, obviously, Mark Zuckerberg would do this, but given the internal data and the internal memos and the internal communication that was exposed by Frances Haugen, it would make sense that Facebook would have one of its 80,000 plus employees be extremely angry and say, you know what, I can do something about this, and let's cost this company $1 billion an hour. And here we are. So yes, I think it's a very real possibility. If I was a betting man, I would probably put money on Insider Job, assuming we would be another black eye that Facebook would want to cover up.
That's right. That's where we're at. So don't believe necessarily what Facebook is saying, and it was just a configuration error, because they also had the same issue on Friday then. So the last thing that I think is just so telling of this is they had an issue. They were down 2 hours on Friday, right? So you're telling me that you have the same person that you have configure an issue on Monday, go back and decide that they're going to have then another configuration issue on Friday? You're going to be like, okay, guess what, George?
Yeah,
you screwed up. You screwed up on
George,
Monday.
You screwed up on Monday and cost us billions of dollars. So we want you to go and configure this again on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still going to have you here. All right. Well, Nick, we're going to let you go because internet is a little bit shoddy there, but I appreciate so much for you joining the show. I absolutely wanted to have you. We'll have to talk about the Twitch compromise that happened because we were talking about that offline, but we're going to need to take a commercial break now. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Microday here and David Brown behind the board. Nick joined us for our great interview. We'll see you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, are you bored of TV? Like drugs but can't afford them? Or still paying alimony?
Maybe.
All right, read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writing. It's surreal. It's strange. It's How to See a Man About a Dog. Get your dose of surreal prose and poetry with this dark comedy collection.
Ebook available on Kindle Unlimited. Print copies are available on Amazon, the Book Depository, and more.
That's right. I'm going to go get my ebook on Kindle Unlimited today.
Hey, babe, I hear that you can download a new voice on Siri.
No way.
Yes, it's true. It's a voice that goes, hey, you big hunk. What do you want to do and where do you want to go?
Stop it.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm kidding.
What has tech ever done for our relationships?
We can't talk about that on the radio.
If you want to eavesdrop on juicy conversations that no one is having around all things love, sex, and relationships, join us right here, 1 p.m. on KKNW and wherever you get your podcast.
We look forward to seeing you in the Love Shack.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon, the Book Depository, and more.
All right, welcome to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. Got Mike Roday here and David Brown behind the board. All right, let's talk about technology on this day in history. I got a couple things here. So, do you realize that October 9th, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Watson demonstrated the first two-way phone call over outdoor wires?
Oh, yeah.
Bell and Watson made their calls between the cities of Boston and Cambridge.
Okay.
So just think about telephones today, right? We have cell phones that are available. Anybody can talk to anybody from anywhere. Before that, what did you have to do? You had to write yourself an old-fashioned letter, didn't you? Back and forth. You had to have a mail carrier service communicate the information to you.
You don't do that anymore?
I don't do it.
That's what text is for, huh?
That's right. That's why texting,
LOL,
emails,
FML,
yeah,
OMG,
all those different available items in itself. But it's interesting to understand that just 1876 was when the creation of the telephone, because we've always had it, right?
1876.
It was the first time that you had the ability to string out that long wire. Have you ever done that long wire?
I was 6 years old when that was the 100-year anniversary.
That's there, were you?
Yeah.
17. Okay, so you were born in 1976. You were 6 years old.
Yeah, you do the math.
I can do that. So
do the math.
I got you. All right, let's talk about October 10th. That's Sunday, right? So this is a weekend type of deal. October 10th, Pac-Man fever became a North American epidemic in 1980. It had a release in Japan previous year, but because of a piece of the 80 pop culture, essentially October 10th was the first time you could have arcade machines playing the video game Pac-Man. 35 years after its release, it remains the most popular game of all time.
Okay, that wasn't the song. You remember the song Pac-Man Fever?
I do not. Was there a song?
Are you serious? You don't remember the song?
I do not know was there a song?
When were you born?
1970s, early 1970s.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't remember Pac-Man Fever?
I do not remember Pac-Man Fever. The game. I do remember going to the arcade and playing Pac-Man, though.
Yeah, I used to go play Pac-Man Fever at the local Thrifties.
At Thrifties, okay.
It was, well, actually it was called Yellow Front. That was the place where I used to go and play Pac-Man. But
how long could you last for?
But there was a song that was. Oh, I was never any good at it. I was never the high score.
You never the high score. I started memorizing those patterns.
Yeah,
and then they came out with like a second chip where it was faster because they used to upgrade
the
machines back there, the
chips.
ROMs, and so I mastered the whole first version of that, and I could go through about 7-8 levels without dying.
But you don't remember the song though.
I do not.
You got to Google that.
I'm going to Google that?
Yeah.
Okay. I will have to Google that. Pac-Man Fever. Well, that gets us through 2 hours of technology. All
yeah.
Right? We had Nick Espinoza talking in the
That's right.
In hotel, trying to join us to talk about specifically Facebook compromise. We talked tons about technology in the first hour regarding Windows 11, right? So we'll see how long it takes for us to upgrade our Windows 11 machines.
We should do a pool.
Who gets theirs first?
No, a pool on whether or not they drop 11 altogether.
Oh, we should put that on Instagram. You know what? I'm going to put that up this weekend. How's that sound?
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Countdown.
All right. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Day here, David Brown. I want you guys to have a great day. Remember, technology is your friend.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment in technology today. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service from Apple to Google and everything in between. And also signing up on our YouTube page, where you get to see us live in video. Yep, you can see us chat and have some fun. It's youtube.com/TechTimeRadio. All one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.